Hi guys, I am Sarah. I am a mindset mastery coach, transformational hypnotherapist, and I'm also a healing fearful avoidant. And I was actually going to do another topic today, but what really came to mind that wanted to be addressed today, perhaps for the collective, was this question of why do dismissive avoidants say, all I want is peace and harmony, and yet they create this environment where it's basically impossible to achieve that with a partner. So let's just do a quick dive here. This will be a short video, so listen in until the end. So the dismissive avoidant partner ultimately, like, think about their childhood, right? They learn to avoid in childhood. They have this deep defective wound where they feel really unworthy at their core. I mean, most humans do, and we're working on that, hopefully. But the dismissive avoidant feels defective. They feel like they're incapable of making a partner happy. And they also, as I've said in previous videos, they auto-regulate. So they don't know how to co-regulate with a partner. So this means that oftentimes the dismissive avoidant partner will just back off. They'll need their alone time. They might be a workaholic. They definitely can have addictions. And they may hide these things from the partner. And then the partner starts to get suspicious over time. The partner may think they're cheating or may just feel very confused. I know for me, being in a relationship with a dismissive avoidant, I was very confused. Like, what is going on? And I always felt like I couldn't quite get to the depth, the level of depth that I required out of a relationship and out of a connection. I always felt like I was just kind of like skimming the surface of this person and who they truly were. And that's wild to be in a marriage with somebody and feel like that. And so I know that's sort of a universal thing with a dismissive avoidant is they keep things superficial and they keep things light. And while that can seem okay in the beginning, over time, you have to be able to get to a certain depth with your partner if you want to maintain a relationship, long-term marriage, or really any kind of a relationship beyond a couple months. So the dismissive avoidant inside of a relationship, they'll tell you, they'll preach to you, I want peace, and yet they're unable to truly do the work to create emotional stability, to understand emotional intelligence, to embody emotional intelligence, to be able to be there in the ways in which, especially if it's a male DA and then a female partner, especially to be able to be there and show up for the ways in which that female partner needs. Because females, we want to feel safe with our partner. And I'll do a separate video on this of what does safety really mean? Like because I think men are pretty confused these days. Like, what actually do women want? Well, we want safety, but that goes way beyond money and putting a roof over our head and physical resources. It goes beyond acts of service. We want to feel safe emotionally. So if you're volatile, if you have bouts of anger, if you have a temper issue or a rage issue, or if you simply don't know how to bond with somebody intimately or emotionally or deeply, then we're not going to feel safe with you. So it's going to be this sort of unspoken elephant in the room that the DA doesn't even understand, because they're like, I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you everything I have. And whilst that's true, that they are giving you everything they're capable of giving, it's probably not going to feel like enough. Unless, I don't know, maybe you're also a DA. And I don't think a DA and a DA could work very well together over time. I just don't see that working, but perhaps it could. It would just be a very superficial relationship. So that's I just remember like hearing those words, I just want peace and harmony, and going, right, but in order to get there, we have to communicate. We have to be able to go to those deeper places. We have to be able to, I have to feel connected to you if you want peace and harmony. And a lot of times with the DA, they have this, the way that they respond to even perceived criticism, it might not even be criticism, although sometimes it definitely can be, is pretty like negatively, where they're going to think again that they're defective. They're going to point it back at themselves and go back to that defective wound and say, well, I'm defective, I can't give you what you need, and you should probably just go get it somewhere else. And the partner's like, what? No, I want it from you. I'm with you. I'm committed to you. I don't understand. So again, more confusion. But again, somebody who feels ultimately defective, they're not going to be able to show up fully, because they're not showing up fully for themselves, because honestly, they don't truly understand themselves. They've never actually gone that deep to understand their motives or motivations. Sort of like you'll see a DA going through life and kind of going through the motions. Like, doing all the things the 3D world wants us to do. Well, I got a job and I have retirement and, you know, I have X amount of money in the bank and I have all these physical security items that I can check off the checklist. But when it comes to relationships, you'll find that for both the fearful avoidant and the dismissive avoidant, they've often struggled. They've had a lifetime of struggling relationships when it comes to actually getting close to people. Like they might, you'll find oftentimes like a DA or an FA, they can date for a couple months or date in a more shallow way, but not really commit. So usually there's a fear of commitment. Also with the anxiously attached, they're actually codependent and they're actually not available emotionally themselves. So actually none of the insecure attachers are available emotionally. So that's interesting little tidbit. Because I think a lot of my anxious attached people think, oh, I'm emotionally available. But if you're choosing unavailable partners, and typically the anxiously attached will end up with an avoidant, then you definitely are not emotionally available. Because if you were, you would be attracting that. See, like attracts like. So that's a hard truth and a hard pill to swallow, by the way, all of my fellow healers out there, is that you're going to attract where you are on your journey, right? And what's inside of you. And then they'll hold up this big giant mirror and it's up to you whether you face it or not inside of that relationship. And if you can't do it there, well, then hopefully after the relationship has ended, so that you really understand yourself and your attachment style. And again, why you've kind of made the decisions you've made and why you've done the things you've done. But I just feel like this is so important to bring up, and I'll bring up more of these, you know, with fearful avoidant. I need to do some videos on anxious attachment as well, because I haven't even touched on that. I think I'm almost like avoiding it because as a healing fearful avoidant, that's sort of the part of me that I'm least proud of. That's the part of me that's like, ooh, I did that, you know? So there's some sort of block that I've got to break through personally to be able to dive into those videos on anxiously attached. But I know there's people out there looking for it. I think a lot of people are more curious about the FA and the DA because those are the most perplexing and confusing attachment types, because honestly, really, they haven't really done the work to truly get to know themselves and get to understand their motivations and their true needs. Like all of us as human beings have needs. We have attachment needs. We want to be attached. We need other people. And the person that says, I don't need other people, that's just not true. We're human beings. Yeah, we're spiritual beings having this human experience, but we're still in this human body. We're still in this 3D world, you know, of the physicality, and you're going to need other people. You're going to want and need to feel supported. So I hope this video has clarified a few things for you. Please let me know in the comments below if there's any topics you'd like me to address in future videos, and also let me know how you're enjoying the videos. Please like, share, and subscribe to help me grow this channel organically. I've been off the grid for a few years and I'm back making regular videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.